Hi guys, how's it going? So, let's get into it. Have you ever heard the saying, or just people talking about, we don't come with instruction manual, or babies don't come with instruction manual? But what if we do? But we just don't know that we do. But we do. And I know you probably be like, okay, where are you going with this? No, just stay with me. Stay with me. I promise. We're gonna get there. So anywho, it dawned on me, right? Or should I say I got a download, but not dawned on me. Or like I like to say, I remembered. So I had a download, or I remembered, whichever one, that the Bible, yes, the Bible, is our instruction manual. And I know like a lot of people would beg to differ, be like, not the Bible, because I'm pretty sure you've all heard and maybe even believed, and I'm not here to say it's not true because I wasn't there, how the Bible came about and all that good stuff and what was taken out, and I'm not here to dispute all of that. Wasn't there, didn't see it happen, and I'm not saying it did or I'm not saying it didn't. But I'm just saying what's left of it or what's there now, that's our instruction manual. And it's funny because I grew up in the church, right? And even though I grew up in the church, I didn't for the longest time, because I used to always hear people say, oh, you can't trust the Bible because it's man written, it's not written by God, it's been translated so many times over, so a lot of it got lost in translation, so what's there is not even real. But what if those that came together and decided to put what's in there together in there, the Bible that is, what if they deliberately do that? Because what's the best place to hide something? Right under your nose, right? So what if they just put it there for us as a way to help us without telling us, but some way, somehow, it just got misconstrued, right? Are you, you follow along? Promise, I'm going to get to the point. I promise. Because one morning I came home from work, right? Because this what brought me to make this video. So I came home from work and I fell asleep on the couch, and in my sleep, and I think I made a video about how like when I dream while I sleep, of course it's while I sleep, but whenever I have a dream, I am aware of what's going on. Like I literally know what's going on. And in my dream, I was having a conversation with my team in my sleep. And that's when I discovered that, you know what? The Bible is our instruction manual on how to live our most abundant, successful, luxurious, whatever type of life you want to live. That is it, right? But people take it literally, and it's not literal. It really isn't literal. Because, okay, take the book of Genesis. And, before I say take the book of Genesis, don't quote me when I say, but I think I'm pretty certain about this one. Because I know quite a few Bible verses, but not what book or what chapter in the Bible it is. So if I say something, it might not be that. It might not be where I say it is. But I'll try my very best not to say where a certain verse or scripture is, because I don't know for certain. I know the verse or the scripture, but where to find it, I'm not so good at that, okay? So, yeah, but like I said, take the book of Genesis, for example, right? With the whole Adam and Eve story. that story right there, a lot of people was like, oh, they got tricked, right, by Good Buddy Lucy. But I don't think they got tricked, because when you read that, right, the whole situation of them being in the garden and they were the first people on earth, that's so not true. Or at least when I read Genesis, that's not what I get from that. You can tell, maybe I shouldn't say you can tell, but we're just going to go with that. You can tell that there were other people in the garden, because the garden had different sides. But Sky Daddy wanted them to stay on the side, on wherever he had placed them at, because I can't really think of exactly where right now. Because they haven't been awakened yet. They were still asleep, right? So he wanted them to stay there by themselves, because on the other side of the garden, the people that were there, they already been through a spiritual awakening, right? So Good Buddy Lucy, being the kind of person he is, he just decided, you know what, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Like, nobody deserves to be walking with their fucking eyes closed. Excuse my French. Let me just show these people, like, let me just let them know, like, they can choose. There's more to this. They don't have to be stuck over there just doing whatever somebody else tell them, like have somebody else pulling their strings. Like, no, that ain't it. Excuse me. And so that's when he was like, well, were you told not to eat the fruit from that? But it wasn't the fruit though. It wasn't that. He just showed them, or he told them that, you know, if they eat the fruit, even though I just said it wasn't a fruit, but their eyes would be open. You know, they would undergo a spiritual awakening, and they will know that what Sky Daddy been feeding to them is not it. They will begin to remember who they really are, so they can't be tricked anymore. Sky Daddy didn't like that, so that's why I say. And that's just one example of how, because a lot of people, I feel like because especially with like religion and stuff like that, we were just told how to think. So like pastor will say, when you go to church or whatever religion you belong to, and they'll tell you, oh, they'll preach and they'll read a certain scripture and they'll tell you, but they all take it so literal, but it's so far from being literal. Is so far from being literal. Because I remember this one verse when I was a kid, and it was like, it goes something along like, why worry about where you're gonna, what to eat, what to wear, but the birds of the air, they don't worry about their next meal because they already know it's provided. It's something of that. I don't remember it that very well. And it's true. It is so true, because so many times, right, us as, I don't like to use the word human, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to say human. But us as human, we tend to worry about everything. Like where the next this is going to come from, where the next that is going to come from. But we really don't have to, because nothing is scarce. Scarcity is not even real. Everything is abundant. Every single thing is abundant. We don't worry about the air we breathe. We never do. You wake up, you go in your bathroom or your kitchen, you just turn on the faucet. You never worry about running out of water. So why you worry about, because the news said there's a shortage of this or there's a shortage of that, so then I'm going to go panic buy. You shouldn't have to do that, because it's all lies. It's all, you can't run out of nothing. Nothing. There's more than enough of everything. We're abundant. So abundant. So when you read the Bible, or maybe you won't, but I'd say give it a shot and think about it. Because I remember too, when I used to go to church, I remember pastor used to always say, whenever you read the Bible, ask Sky Daddy for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so you could understand what the Bible is saying to you. You could understand the word, right? And I used to, it's just, I'd be like, why? Because I'm going to come back to church and you're going to tell us what it means anyway. But it's, like I said earlier in the video, I came home from work and I fell asleep on the couch, and it just came to me like the Bible is our instruction manual. But so now whenever I read the Bible, it's like I have this deep understanding, this inner knowing of exactly what it's saying. And I'm like, how the heck did I never hear this before? Like, how did I just follow them so blindly before when I was going to church? And I was like, wow. And reading the Bible has nothing to do with reading comprehension. So you can't even be like, oh, no, it has nothing to do with reading comprehension. It's not a literature book. This is a book of parables. So, because like, I feel like everybody could read it and get something completely different, a different understanding than the next person, if that makes sense. But that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.